Hey guys, I know. I started like really late, kind of, sorta. You already know the drill. If I stayed this late, started late, I'm gonna start like stay like a lot later. You guys already know the drill. Basically, we're rigging the head today, and I'm basically going to continue my tutorials and all that stuff from, of course, YouTube. I mean, there's one VTuber, uh, modeling person or whatever. I saw me. I didn't know Cat was under my. I accidentally moved her whole body. I feel so bad. Ew. I thought it was my shoe because she like the color of my shoe. Ew. I'm going to do a question of the day so you guys can have a nice little everything. Do, 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 do. Okay, question of the day: ice cream or popsicles? Question of the day, because it's like summertime. I thought why not? But anywho. The reason why I did that question of the day is because why not? And yeah, I know I'm like very late for the stream, guys. I'm so sorry. But here's the question of the day for YouTube as well. Same thing, same drill. You already know. And I wonder if I like spam my own likes, would it like matter? I don't know what that does. I just thought what would happen. I don't know. Anyhow. Anywho. Make sure it's pinned for Twitch. Okay, it is pinned. Okay, guys, here we go for rigging. We are about to rig this amazing model. I added blush, you know, a nice little blush mode. Thought it'd be really cute. But yeah. Okay, now we're on this part. You guys ready? Let's go.
In, you can just edit those dots and smooth those out. You might have to lower your path to form your distance.
Okay, guys, I think I know where we're at. So, you see that, right? We're on this and line art. And you see how I have to do the dots? I still have to fix that. So, no. Is this it? Yes, it is. Trying to like get it very close to each other as possible, but also fit like the face shape. I don't know if there's like a mirror tool for it or not, but if so, it would be way more helpful. I'm gonna add one right there. Hopefully you guys' day are going good. Like, actually, I hope things get it better, improve, all that good stuff. Because without improvement, I don't think anybody can go anywhere. We want to see what we look like and are going in like 5 years. Hopefully. Hopefully, yes. But for the question of the day, I said popsicles are ice cream. And my opinion is I like popsicles on a like hot day, but like I like ice cream on like a I want to be lazy type of day. So that's just me.
Now, if you have any weird lumpy parts, like
We're fixing this basically. So we're gonna add physics for these. We're just gonna turn. Oh, I don't know why I did that. We don't want it to look like childlike, so we're just gonna fix this up a little. We're just gonna mirror motion. That's pretty much how we're doing it. We're mirroring it like so. And we're probably just gonna fix the chin a little bit more. Kind of like poke it out like that. And we're gonna make it mirror. Alrighty, and now we're on to the next
I
part.
do, especially over here, you can actually fix these pretty easily with path deformers. Just delete some at the area you want to fix, and then you're gonna put path deformer dots at the peaks of your awkward spots. For example, mine are here and here, and then make sure you have little anchor points in between. So since I have one at this peak here, I need one here and one right in the middle here. And same for this one, I need one in the middle here and one over here. So after putting those path deformers in, you can just edit those dots and smooth those out. You might have to lower your path deformer distance depending on how crazy your peak is. And then once you have those smoothed out, you can actually just get rid of those path deformers and put them all on a nice straight line again, or a curved line, I guess. And then you just keep detail editing each little bit of the face until you have something you're satisfied with. You can also just use the brush tool if there's larger areas you want to edit. And then once you have something you're satisfied with, just reflect it over horizontally, and bam, you have it looking left and right. Now, of course, you can make this turn more extreme depending on how far you want your model to look when you're looking over to your left and right. It's all up to personal preference.
With Fiverr, you can hire top-rated freelance experts in a variety of AI services. Alternatively, you could just become an AI expert.
Now, if you have blush or any shadows on your face like me, they're probably gonna look really whack because we're focusing on just the face skin for now. Honestly, you can just hide those for now. I do use my blush as a guideline for where I'm placing my eyes and my brows and everything. So I'm gonna take everything under my blush. I have my blush mark separated from my blush, so I'm going to add a warp deformer. So XY on that. And since this is a child deformer under our parent deformer, the original angle XY warp deformer, it's gonna have the same Bezier settings, so if you want to edit those you can. I would, because I don't need this much editing for my blush. I'm gonna center it on my blush and then add keyforms and edit my blush into where I want it to look.
Okay, so now we're going to blush, guys. We're gonna obviously go to the center first. These two. And then we're gonna go to keyforms, and we're gonna call this angle X and Y. Create. And we're just gonna make sure that's centered. And we're going to add 3 keyforms. Move this over. And basically warp it. Why does the face look like that? Fix that face. Yeah, I think it'll look like that. Thank you for the follow, or Sis Crippy. I still can't tell which doorbell that is. And I'm going to... Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to make sure that the angles when it comes to this, like, very smooth. So I'm gonna make sure it's mirrored for both. So I'm gonna grab this, that, and I'm gonna hit mirror. Mirror motion is gonna be like which one? I'm gonna be like that one, and boom. Now we're gonna go to the blush, guys, selecting this whole thing, and we're over here now. And what we're gonna do is basically make it look like it's blushing, but at the right angles. So here, right here, some. I don't know where the middle of it is, so I'm just gonna go to the middle and see where it looks like. That's the middle. If that's the middle, shouldn't the middle like be here? And we could just move this back. Hold on, Control Z. We made it oopsies. We made it oopsies. Okay. This is the middle. That right there. We're just gonna move it here. Right. We're gonna kind of widen it. Back to the middle. And we're gonna white it some more. What we're gonna do, try to go here, and try to go like that. Try to like copy the same little thing we have here, basically. And we're gonna mirror. It's gonna ask, do you want to mirror? Yes. And we're mirroring this and that, this and that. Now it looks like a nice little VTuber. Alright, now what do we gotta do?
Okay, now with this finished, let's actually start working on angle Y. Some people like to do all their X angles first and then do their Ys and then do the corners. Personally, I just like to do XY and the corners of XY all together. So that's what we're doing in this tutorial. So going back to our original XY deformer on this entire face, we're gonna add 3 keyforms to angle Y. And then positive angle Y is gonna be when you're looking up, and negative angle.
Okay, so we're gonna put 3 keyformers on X and Y. Well, on Y now. Positive is when we're looking up, and negative is when we're looking down.
Y is when you're looking down. Should be pretty easy to remember. So going up to positive Y, we're gonna make our face look up, and it's gonna be a little hard with all of these right down the middle, with all of these green corners right down the middle, because we're gonna have to move each bit individually up and up. So I just like to lower it down to like 3 and then start editing the face looking up from there. Now depending on what you're
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's at 0. And it's trying to make it look go up from there. Okay.
negative angle Y is when you're looking down. Should be pretty easy to remember. So going up to positive Y, we're gonna make our
I don't
face
have a
look up,
reference.
and it's gonna be a little hard with all of these right
I
down
don't
the
have a
middle,
reference. I'm
with
just
all of
thinking
these
it goes
green
up.
corners right down the middle, because we're gonna have to move each bit individually up and up. So I just like to lower it down to like 3 and then start editing the face looking up from there.
Okay. Well, this is what we're gonna do, guys. Control Z. We're going to start off by moving this up. What's all on this? Not just a liner. Everything needs to be on here. Boom. Boom. And boom. Everything should be on there. Okay. Why is it hidden? Question. So if this is supposed to be
Hey, what's up, guys? I found this beer left over from some campers and I'm totally wasted.
Have you guys seen this vlogging Yeti online? I'm gonna teach you how to do
All these gray dots are warping not as smoothly as they should be, especially for the face. That's supposed to be something smooth. We need to.
So when I did this, did I do it right? Hold on, hold on. I did it right. I did, but the thing is, the blush has to be above us. So, doesn't that mean I need to have everything rendered? But like above it? I'm kind of puzzled. I think I know. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna call this. What was it? It was Ingle XY again. And I should probably like hit mirroring. Use it again, and then it's gonna flip this way, this way. And then we're going to the X and Y now.
The face looking up from there.
Control C. Everything should be following this. So I'm gonna select everything. Well, that's the shadow. Never mind. Okay, we're just gonna use this. That just means everything is clipped. It's just the little shadows peeking through because it can.
Now, depending on what you're referencing, yours might look a little different from mine. If you're freehanding it like me, you should always think of the face as a ball. Someone looks.
Then we're just gonna go down. And we're gonna do the same thing basically.
Up, it's gonna be curved upwards, so it has that little bend here. Same thing for when it goes down, it's gonna curve down. Now I always feel like looking up and down is a bit individually up and up, so Now I always feel like looking up and down is pretty tricky for some riggers that aren't too used to how to make the illusion of looking up and down. So it might be something you have to practice with, but as I said, using a reference really helps with how to make your model look like it's actually looking up and down.
Hmm. My thing is this, guys, right here. I'm trying to make sure the liner is like aligned, and it looks like it's like all the way up here when it doesn't need to be. Okay, now it looks normal when I was looking down. We're gonna test it. We just need the blush to move with it. Okay.
Okay, now that we have that done, I'm going to... Okay, now that we have that done, we're gonna work on the corners for the rig quote-unquote sketch with the face.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with counseling is for adults with moderate to severe.
So there's a couple ways you can do this. Obviously, since it moves like in a circle pattern, you can link both and synthesize the corners. But this will make it a little awkward because if we look up and to the side, our head's gonna be jutting out like crazy over here. And if we look down, it's still gonna look kind of weird. Now this goes back into my little ball analogy. If the ball is turning in this direction, this part of the ball would disappear behind it, if that makes any sense. So this head would actually be going in like that instead of jutting out. So it makes the illusion that you're looking over to the side and up a little better. Obviously, I'm just freehanding it. If you have a reference, look at your reference and see how the head looks when it turns to the side at these angles. Same thing for this side. It would be squished in a little on that side. Now you can do it that way. You can also just take your angle X, copy this form, paste it on the corners, and then edit it from there. It's all up to personal choice on how you think you could rig yours the best. But
Okay. Go ahead. Go like this. You up. And then this back. Like this. And then which was he? Actually, I forgot the synthesize corners. This looks cool. I feel like that one's fine.
since this is a bit of a lazy, easy tutorial, synthesizing the corners and squeezing in the corners of the face is a little bit easier. And then once you get the corners for one side, you can just reflect it horizontally. So once you have all those reflected over, you can test your face and see if it looks alright. Obviously, it's still gonna look a little rough. You can edit the sketch more if you'd like. I don't know why my head went back. I must have Control-Z too much.
Boom.
I don't think my head goes down my neck enough to really have that rotational effect, so I'm gonna change that. And bam, it's looking a little better. If you just did the same way I did and hit all the mesh and just use the brush tool, you can go back in and shift the green corners a little bit to smooth everything out. Obviously, since I deformed it a lot with the brush tool, it's gonna have to smooth out a lot, so it will change a lot from me and you if you copied me when you click on the green corners. So if you don't like how it looks after smoothing it out, you can just go back and edit it. Or you can add more divisions here if you go change the width so that you can edit the sides here more. And then once we have the little sketch, Done. You can edit these corners when you go into your face line and face skin.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go and fix the blush here. Because I believe the blush needs justice. Since it's all the way, it's gonna be brought all the way down, so we're just gonna... yeah. We're gonna bring it on that one. This is gonna be there. And the blush is gonna be there too. And that's gonna be 3/4. And then the top one. Hold on, I forgot to add the... I forgot to add the... And then when it goes up, so now the up looks like it's going up and the down looks like it's going down. That's fine with me. Okay, that's fine. Way much better. There we go. Okay, now what?
just add the keyforms to angle Y. You can edit the looking up and looking down. You add the corners.
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available on mobile and PC, exclusively with Google Play Games.
So I'm gonna start putting my eyes on. Then going over to my eye warp. I'm gonna put those under an angle XY warp. And
Okay. Where the heck are the eyes? Lips, skin, nose, mouth. We're done with mouth. Left eye. Eyes. God, it's in its own little folder. And then it restarts again. I forgot. Anyway. Wait, what'd she say?
so I'm gonna start putting my eyes on. Then going over to my eye warp. I'm gonna put those under an angle XY warp.
We're gonna hope this works.
And then, same thing as I did for the face. Make sure.
I'm just gonna have to save it because I already know I have to literally go in like under a minute. And so what I'm going to do is basically end the stream here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll finish this up tomorrow. Yay! So tired. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I will be streaming around. Well, if I'm not doing anything, I'll be doing this stream. Somewhere finishing it up. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll probably be playing a game tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. But bye bye!